Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Kyoko! Yeah, girl!
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore
Fire away,
every
Envy.
single possibility?
Tell us what you know.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Ah, interesting.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
It could have been.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
I mean, let's be honest, Hifumi is like, he's loving being the whole slave to Celeste thing. So, it wouldn't be too hard to convince him, I don't think.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Okay.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
You did.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Yes, all based on her claims. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide
Yep,
up
she's
into 2 groups.
She's sure running circles around everyone.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office.
Hmm.
While Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Right.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Okay.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Oh, excuse me.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment
Just have to
room.
find out. We'll have to figure it in the trial.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
I wonder if this is the thing I brought up yesterday that he's going to mention. Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
Yeah. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
Okay.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Tell me about it.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them. God, I can't speak sometimes. Honestly, it's like I've never spoken a word in my life. I have to find them no matter what.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We
Well,
already know what order they were killed in. Taka
no we
came
don't.
last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Oh no, I've done the wrong one.
Shoot.
So, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Am I doing the wrong thing?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What
it a
makes
hole?
you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Yeah, it's a
No,
hole.
it's wrong.
Yeah, because don't forget his wristwatch said it was broken at 6 o'clock, and
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used
Sorry,
in
it's
the
gonna be
same
too
order
complicated.
as their numbers.
okay, yeah. Well, don't forget his watch was broken at 6 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock the previous night he was wearing it, so it didn't break the night before. We've seen him waving it around when he was Kiondo'd, you know. With the...
If anything, that's just another way.
I know,
the
it's like they
killer tried
completely
to
forgot that
disguise their
happened.
actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before...
I mean, Hina should know. He fucking died in her arms. Like, what the hell?
Okay then,
I don't know.
let's see the proof.
This game sometimes, honestly. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. It's the wristwatch.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey you, how long are you going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know. You know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
Yeah.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? Well, what was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Oh, Hero, honestly.
If that's true, where's the tape?
Genius.
I don't know.
You shouldn't be allowed to speak.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
No.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Okay.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole
Hey,
time.
Games for You. Welcome to the stream. Good, thanks. How's everything with you?
Wait, then what if Genocide
Oh,
Jill
dear.
did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
She was passed out, though.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, they didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
Well, we know Hiro was air quotes asleep. He was like unaware. So Kyoko's really the only one unaccounted for.
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
He couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Impossible.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is
And that is what you said.
we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Well, I mean, he moved from the nurse's office to the third floor and died in your arms. How could you forget that?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his
There's
own?
no way he would have been carried out of there. No freaking way. Maybe Sakura at a push, but no, I don't think so. Not up those stairs anyway.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Hina! Seriously! How could you forget so... Honestly, sometimes in these trials it's so fucking stupid that they seem to forget the simplest of things that they should remember, and it's like, how can you not remember that? Makes no
Perhaps he was
sense.
simply playing dead.
I guess they're probably just doing it for the trial, but still, what the frick?
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taku's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance
Yeah.
he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you've heard the body discovery of Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is...
Are we real?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone
Maybe
else's
I've,
discovery.
I think I've clicked the wrong one.
Shoot!
Oh god, I'm
Are
doing the
you
right thing.
saying that when we first found there's a chance
He was actually still alive.
alive?
No,
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
And that is.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement
Was intended to signal
someone
Oh.
else's discovery.
Bugger.
Are you
I
saying
think-
that when we first there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
It is. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body.
Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement
was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
It must be dead body then. Oh. I'm crap at this, honestly. I hate the hold ones. I always get them
Are
wrong.
you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No,
It is. Hifumi was dead, and you
It
know
must
that.
be-
Surely you heard the body.
Hifumi's
Dead body had been found.
And that is.
Are we really so
Maybe the announcement.
Was intended to signal someone else's
Am I being
discovery.
stupid? Is it not a hold, maybe?
Shoot!
Fuck.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi and then there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that. Surely you heard the body.
So it must be the last
Hifumi's
one then.
dead body had been, and that
Is why the.
Are we really?
I think.
Maybe the
Otherwise I'm gonna have to look it
announcement
up
was
because...
intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, bollocks.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was
Chipmunk
dead, and you know
Danganronpa.
that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body, and that is.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement
Announcement was intended to signal
someone else's discovery.
Are you
I know.
saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Discovered.
Hifumi's
dead body had been found.
There we go.
What's wrong?
Whew. I saved it. I'm really, really shit at the hold ones because I always get
Was
confused.
the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Yeah.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Oh, he ain't gonna like that.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you were a lazy bum.
Oh.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Because the first one was probably for Taka and the second one was probably for Hifumi.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played, it was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered. I think it's that one.
We heard it a second time in the repository
Yeah,
when
they
we
done.
rediscovered the two bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Yeah, that's true.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Yep.
So when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Not right now, Jill, okay? Not now. We don't need your antics right now. We need serious
That
answers.
is the worst logic I have ever heard.
I agree.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body.
Okay.
Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Okay. Here we go.
Well,
Someone's
here's
not happy.
one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Indeed.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
That's bullshit.
Then, was he really still alive?
I'm gonna let this play out.
Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
When Hifumi's body was found in the nurse's office and when it was found again in the repository, there's definitely some sort of conflict there.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then his body disappeared.
And the next time, it was in the...
But when you compare his body before, other than the change in how it was, there was no notable difference.
Yes, there was.
No, that's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was the cleaning cloth, which we know that he's a big fan of.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Yep, Princess Piggles. Demon. I don't know. Friggin' long complicated.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I'm so surprised you remember that, to be honest.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
Hey, there's a lot of nerds, okay? There's a lot of nerds around. You're being a little judgmental, okay?
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses
I'm done with you,
cleaning cloth.
Hero. I'm done.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Get wrecked, Celeste. I still love you, though. You're still waifu.
And it must have been him. right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because he was a big boy. There's no way any of these guys would have been able to move him. Not up 2 flights of stairs. Not so quickly. And if Celeste and Hina were only gone for a minute or two, do you not think they would have caught them before they got to the stairs? I believe so. I definitely believe it. I don't think they would have made it to the stairs with Hifumi.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi. Definitely.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
I believe so.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Yes.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside.
Yeah.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
They were.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yep.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Don't look so surprised, Hero, okay?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Yeah, the piece of paper, right? That's alright, Sophie. I'm not gonna get every piece of evidence and clues right. It's difficult to piece it all together. The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka could be... It's gotta be the piece of paper because Taka had a bit of it and Hifumi had the rest stuffed in his pants.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Yeah.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Ew.
What? In his...
I hope they mean like the American version for trousers and not his actual pants because ew.
pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Everyone's like, oh, the pants? Everyone's fascinated by that. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 AM.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 AM.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's
Right.
not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
I really want to try this option. Can I try this option for a laugh, guys? I'm really curious. Hifumi's pants. His pants? Are you saying his pants are alive? Are pants people? Are there pants people? Hina, even if there are, I'm sure they're not here in the school. Wait, what am I saying? I need to calm down. I'm sorry. I had to press it. It was too good to pass up. Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Well, yeah, you did, but you know that was my bad. I'm sorry.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides
I
Hiro.
just had to do that because it was hilarious.
And that person could only have been... I got it!
Taka.
That's right! Taka!
I know, but I have to pick the funny option. Come on. I was curious. I'll be good now.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
What?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Happy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Damn. Yes. But I still wanted to know, and I'm glad I did. Toko, just because you got boob envy, you need to chill out. Man, Genesis Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me.